morning. It's Wednesday. I don't have my watch, and it is my final full day in Korea. I have a lot of stuff to like kind of, sorry, you gotta see my laundry. It didn't dry last night. Anyway, I have a lot of errands to do today. I have an appointment at 10:30 that I have to go to Hongdae for. I think before that I might pop over to the Tombs, because I have never been to the Tombs and they're at the station, and I can't have lived here for an entire week and not seen the Tombs. Like, I've never seen them in my entire life in Korea, and I've like kind of wanted to go because I've never lived that far away from them. So anyway, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna pop over. By that I mean take like a 15-minute train ride to Hongdae. Take care of my business there, maybe do a little bit of shopping, because they have like I forgot to buy yesterday, I can't believe it, I forgot to buy dishwashing gloves and my scrubbing towel at Daiso, snack thingies for my friends, and also band-aids. Her kids like love them so much, and it's not just because of the character, but they stick really well, but they don't hurt when you peel them off. I also kind of want to look at some of the stores over there, so I haven't gone to a SPAO yet. I think there's a SPAO at the station, I want to say. There's for sure like a shoe pen, and I like shoe pen a little bit. It's like off-brand shoes. It's like kind of like Payless in the States back in the 90s. But they have a shoe pen there. I also want to look at Indibrand, because when I looked at the Indibrand in the express bus terminal, it was fine, but it wasn't a large store, so I wanted to take a look. I also wanted to take a closer look at miso, but I don't know, the trends were just like not fully on trend for me right now in my life, because I don't know, the brands that I liked are kind of shifting more to like older Korean people style, and I do dress like an ajumma, but it's also like at the same time. Yesterday or the other day when I was at the Lotte Mart in Lotte World Mall, they had like a pop-up for travel stuff, and the backpack that I found there was kind of nice. But the thing is, I couldn't figure out the price was, and I didn't really want to talk to the lady because I didn't want to buy it at that moment. But I took a little bit of a tool around Express Bus Terminal, which is where my friend bought that backpack originally, and I didn't see anything. So I am on the hunt for a travel backpack, because that one is like falling apart. I was looking at the seams of the straps, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's gonna like snap. Okie dokie, so I'm back. I have these jellies. Part of me is like, why did I buy two? But they were 1 + 1. I think I'm gonna try this apple one, because this was like the most popular. It was sold out. This was the last one. I don't know if I can pack these, to be honest. Obviously they'd go in my check suitcase, but it's also like, why am I bringing home 0-calorie cognac jelly? But if you never tried these, they're like kind of an acquired taste. But they have like, yeah, this one smells very apple. Like, I opened it, I was like, it smells very apple. But yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's like kind of like mushy jello with water in it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna have some of this. I'm gonna watch a little bit of YouTube because I haven't watched it in a while, and I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm having a little bit of a breakfast snack of the salty caramel corn. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more of this, to be honest. I just had built it up in my mind that it was better than it is. It's pretty good, but I am using chopsticks because it's a little bit sticky, because again, this apartment is so humid. I don't know if I've ever said that about this particular one, but Korean apartments just are very humid. I don't know why. Like, it has a fan even in the bathroom, but it's just super humid, and my clothes are not drying, and I think they're gonna smell bad because of like, it just has like this musty smell. Anyway, I don't need to talk to you about drying your laundry. I don't know now if I'm gonna have time to go to the, I'll have time, it's across the street, to go to the Tombs. I've put it off too long. I have to take my trash and recycling out. Like, I'll show you how bad it is. I was not being overly dramatic. That's so much plastic, and I need to get rid of it. I also need to rinse this, apparently. Okie dokie, I'm ready to pop out. I have my, what are these called? Yakwa that I bought yesterday. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yakwa that I bought yesterday in Sokcho. I'm gonna pop out, look at the Tombs, and then head over to Hongdae. Nothing's open right now, otherwise I would go and do my errands quickly at the Daiso, but unfortunately not open. But oh my gosh, I just have so much clutter. But it's just because it's like things that I use every day, like my charging cords, my skincare stuff. I have it set up with like the stuff that I need to pack in my carry-on versus the things I'm gonna just put in my carrier and leave it at the airport, because like I don't need to have my hair cream during the day that I'm in Tokyo. Okay, anyway, heading out. I will have to come back because I have this gift for my friend, but I'm also like, I should get a different bag. I think I probably have one somewhere from like Olive Young or something. Do I give her a gift bag? Oh no, my friend gave me from her gift from Norway. I'll just reuse that bag. She'll be like, I've seen that bag before. Now I'm out. The annoying thing is when you forget something, you have to like take off your shoes and have to put them back on. Okay, I made it. Oh my god, my allergies. Okay, so I'm here. It's the royal tombs of the Joseon Dynasty. They confiscated my yakwa because you can't bring in food. I was like, I'm not gonna eat it. Okay, there's actually a lot of people here. I kind of gotta rush through here, so I'm gonna go quick because I have my appointment at 10:30. It takes like 45 minutes to get there from here. It's a bunch of people walking for fitness. Okay, I think I finally found a vantage point. Okay, so I saw one. Just for scale, it's quite large actually. But the Google reviews, people were talking about going on a mountain hike. This is not a mountain hike, especially after yesterday. This is like a bit of a hill. So this is the King's Hill. I guess if I lived in the area, I would pay for the yearly pass because it's 30,000 and you can just come in here every day because it's actually a nice path. There is like 3.5 kilometers of paths, it says, and then 0.8 of kilometers of it is in the forest. I'm not doing that today because I don't have time. But, well, I mean, I saw it though. And I did spend a ton on, so I got my money's worth, I guess. I guess if I would have followed that man, I would have seen all of it. There were like some Spanish-speaking people over there, and if I would have followed them, I also would have seen it. They grabbed a map. I didn't grab a map because I was so paranoid because I had to give up my gift at the door. I was like, oh. I was like, but it's a gift, it's not for eating. And then, yeah, anyway. Let me go find that last tomb, and then I'll be out on my way to Hongdae. It's just like kind of annoying. It's so far away. So I think this is the shrine. And then that's the final tomb I haven't seen yet, but I mean, I kind of see it. But I'll just pop up there. Because the map was confusing because I came from the Queen's tomb and it was like in a different orientation from the other tomb I was seeing. So like, I missed this one. This one's by the other entrance. So maybe I did see that one. I'm confused. Anyway, I think I'll just head back to the entrance. Sorry, I'm so indecisive, but I also can't be late for this appointment. It was quite difficult to get. By quite difficult to get, I meant I felt bad because the person was like, I'm so busy. I was like, I know, I'm sorry. Also, the person was like, come back tomorrow. And I was like, I can't come tomorrow. That was last week. Now the old man is following me. The old man is not here anymore. So on my own. A huge branch just fell out of that tree. Good thing I wasn't like 5 seconds later. This path will probably be really pretty in like a couple of weeks when the leaves are turning. But right now it's a little bit early in Seoul because it's still kind of warm. And also in Sokcho, obviously, because yesterday was like, there was some red. It wasn't as pretty as when I was there in college, but even with the rain, we would have been able to see the red. It just wasn't quite right. So the weather forecasters were not predicting the turning colors correctly. I saw the final tomb. I'm here. Let me show you. There's also some pigeons. The weather is shaping up to be quite nice. I don't know if I put enough sunblock on. I thought by coming this way, maybe it would be less muddy. It's not. I also figured I could get like a nice shot this way because this is like the actual entrance area. So let's see. And then I do need to get a move on. Yeah, because this is like actually how you're supposed to view it. And I was like on a fitness walk with everybody else. Okay, they have here the info. The 11th monarch of the Joseon Dynasty. So he's buried here. He's the son of the other two people that are buried here. This one's the most like grandly laid out in terms of the description. Anyway, it says you can walk around along the path. Take a right path. Oh, okay. I thought that they meant take this because that's where the footprints are. So I think I'm going to take where the footprints are even though it's muddy because I'm confused now. I guess it says you can take that path, but I think I'll just stick to the mud. I don't want to get yelled at because they already confiscated my yakwa. Okay, so they kind of explain a little bit about which stairs and which paths to take. So I think I probably could have taken the King's Road, but anyway, gotta go up here, read a little bit, and then head out. There are just so many magpies today. I don't know if you can see like the meeting of all the magpies. There's old people doing exercises everywhere. I have a feeling back in the day it wasn't filled with water though. It must have rained a lot yesterday here. The magpies were also joined by some common pigeons, like the one that flew into my face yesterday. Okay, and with that, I truly do need to go to Hongdae-do. Crap, now it's saying that it's gonna take an hour and 20 minutes to get there. I think I'm just gonna do snacky lunches because I kind of want to try this curry bread. Just kidding, the bread was huge and expensive and I don't like bread that much, and they were also sold out of the curry bread, so they have like other things. There was like also a lot of coconut and I'm allergic, so didn't want to risk it. Also, all of my batteries are literally on like 17%, so I might go silent right now soon. But I think I'm gonna go to Modern House, which is like my favorite home goods store, to see if they have anything nice. There's a location in Yonhui-dong, so I'm gonna go there. I used to live there when I studied at Yonsei. And then I'm also gonna try to go to, there's like this yarn cafe I'm gonna go to because I've wanted to go for years, and it's like kind of in the area. This is a good area to live in if you're going to like Yonsei or Hongik University for study. This is a very residential area, but there's like a drive-through Starbucks. This Chinese restaurant always used to have huge truckloads and busloads of Chinese tourists. Oh, part of it, so it must be good. I don't know. Looks like it's gonna be a huge modern house. But that's like a coffee roastery, and they also have a few floors of a training academy for if you want to become a barista. This is a huge modern house. These spice jars almost got me, especially those. And also the oil sprayer too. There's only in the kitchen, but there's like the living section, the furniture. This bakery is quite famous. I used to go here all the time. This is kind of like the Yonhui-dong Cafe Street area. Okay, I'm coming up on it. It's called Banul, and it's a knitting themed cafe. It's right by the Seoul Shopping Center. They have like little kits and like little patterns. I might buy some for my mom. My mom doesn't crochet, but these are so cute. I ended up buying 2 patterns, card only. I'm gonna go to the cafe. I got the red bean button bread, and I got the skein of ice cream. That's too much ice cream. And an Americano because I need coffee. Way too much ice cream. I'm gonna try this. They also have duck, but I kind of want it now. Okay, let me give it a taste. I think it's just vanilla. It's vanilla with white Lucky Charm marshmallows. Okay, all my electronics literally are dying, so I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm doing much shopping for the rest of the day because I have like planned. Anyway, it's an alcohol tasting, so literally all of my batteries didn't work because, okay, I don't know if I've complained about this, but this Airbnb is like a little bit weird. There's only one outlet in the entire Airbnb except for in the bathroom. In the bathroom, there's one outlet free because they've plugged in the toilet, but then like I can't charge anything in the bathroom, you know? So there's literally one outlet and it's in the kitchen area. So that's very annoying because also the outlet didn't work last night, so none of my stuff charged. I didn't realize it until I was already like fully out and on the wrong part of Seoul. It was really random. I went to Modern House. I really like Modern House, and honestly I paid a little bit too much money for most of these things because I can probably buy them at Daiso, but I was there and I like Modern House better sometimes. times. But I also like was like, do I have enough time to go to Daiso and really browse for what I needed? I still need the scrubbing towels, so I might do that on the way out. But I bought these winter gray color dishwashing gloves, and there were 3 of them. There was another option, but I like the dishwashing gloves with this type of top rather than, you know, like the US ones, there's like the serrated edge. This one stays up, actually. They go really far up your arm, and it's like thicker rubber. They had winter gray ones, forest green, and I think a couple other colors. There's like a blue one. Anyway, so I got this. It's a 3-pack for 7,900 won. And then I also got some new chopstick sets because I kind of liked the style of these. So I got 2 of these where it's like metal and plastic. So the top is like kind of like a grayish, pinkish, khaki color. So I got 2 of these. They were each kind of expensive. They're 9,900 won, which means it was 750 for the set. And then these were really expensive, but these ones were supposed to be handmade, but they are wooden. And then again, they have like the dark wood top, and then here is like kind of the creamish colored handle part. So I got 2 sets of each, and these were expensive too. They were 12,900, and these are not dishwasher safe. Are these? I didn't even look. Yeah, these are dishwasher safe and food safe. These are just food safe. They're not microwave safe or dishwasher safe. I'm not sure if people put chopsticks in the microwave, but I guess somebody did for them to put the warning on. I also bought myself some mittens because actually I don't own any. My mom makes them for me, but they never fit right, and they don't match usually because she made them by hand, and I don't know, they just don't feel so nice. So I got these, and these are actually have the ability to use your smartphone with them, and I got gloves rather than mittens. So we shall see if these are good, but again, beige. Finally, the last thing I got at Modern House, and I checked, they have it wrapped already, but this one is it's like double layered, and it's a mug cup, and I thought this would be nice because I actually only have 1 glass mug cup, and then I have 1 other one that I use. Otherwise, I don't really have any other mug cups, and I think this one will fit when I make my coffee. It's 500 mils. So they had a huge one, and they also had one for espresso, so I figured this one would be nice for what I need. Altogether, I think it was around $55 US with the current exchange rate. Can't tell you how much it really was. And then I went to the knitting cafe, and I bought a couple of patterns. I might give them to my mom because I'm also like, can she make me this? But this one is a keyring pattern, and it makes like cute little broccoli, and they were completely cashless, which was kind of annoying because I'm trying to use up my cash. I have so much cash, but I'm also like, well, eventually the dollar is going to weaken and the won is going to get stronger, so maybe I should just keep on holding on to this cash. And then I'm actually quite excited for this. I went to the Peterpan bakery, and back in the day, like, everything has changed so much in the past like 15 years from my time like ever living in Korea, but back in the day there were like no European style bakeries, so Peterpan was like one of the first one that was like European style. This is like very Korean now. They have like a ton of salt bread and stuff, but I did buy a salt bread, and I bought something else. So again, I used to live like very nearby there. There's also like the former president of Korea also has a house there, if you're ever like looking around. But sometimes, like, an anecdote is, sometimes when I came back from studying kind of late at night, the police officers asked me where I was going, so I was always like, oh my god, every night. So I was like, I'm a foreigner, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so I got this, and I'm kind of excited for it. This is like a basil salt bread. Salt bread is like really popular in Korea. I've like literally not seen it anywhere else really. And then I also got this because this sounded nice for like maybe breakfast tomorrow, but this one is a cookie croissant, so it's like the cookie on top, and I think that's like something that was somewhat viral maybe a year or 2 ago. So I figured I would get that as a nice treat, and I'm also quite curious about it because usually Peterpan has really good croissants, and they're also really well known for their baguettes. You have to like kind of be there early, and it was the case today. They were sold out of their baguettes. So anyway, figured that would be good. So on camera, I'm gonna try this guy out. I'm also like killing time because I don't have a watch, I don't have a phone, I don't have AirPods. Like, all of my Apple products did not charge last night. So this is what it looks like. Oh, it smells quite nice. It smells very basil. Looks good. It's hollow on the inside, as you can see, but there is quite a bit of basil throughout, so I'm quite excited for this. Hold on, I gotta get the crumbs up. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a go. Again, this smells really good. It smells like kind of like basil. So it's like pizza. This is quite good. It's very fresh. They like bake stuff all in-house, and they put out new stuff throughout the day. I would recommend it if you're ever in the area. If you're not, It's not worth the 1 hour commute I just did. If I didn't have to do that annoying appointment in Hongdae, I wouldn't have gone up that far again. Because again, I wanted to do like shopping today and have a chill day, but it was stressful. Also because my phone didn't have battery. If my phone had battery, it would have been a little bit less stressful. Just because I was like, oh, I can't be stuck north of the river with no battery at all. And I didn't bring my charging cord, otherwise I could have charged it, no problem. The bread update, there's cheese in the middle. I don't know if you can see that on camera. There's cheese in the middle. I'm all packed. Once I get rid of the gifts, that sounded bad. Once there's no way to say it. I have a lot of gifts for my Japanese friends, and I would have had more suitcase room except for my friend got COVID when I was in Japan, so I couldn't give her items. So once I meet up with both of them, I'm gonna have an entire like half, if not 3/4, maybe even a full suitcase left, because I have like my clothes that I'm gonna wear in Japan in my carry-on right now, but I don't have anything in my backpack and I could fit it in there. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much done here. I just have a bunch of little like small things like my skincare and items to pack up, but oh man, my shoes seem like they're dry from yesterday. I did put them in the washer. They came out like relatively clean looking, so that's good, but they feel dry on the inside, so that's good as well, because these are kind of bulky. I'm gonna not pack these. I'm gonna definitely wear them on the flights because they're just heavy as well. So okay, feeling okay. I think I might try to buy shoes in Japan because they have the, I can't say the brand, the tiger brand, Atsuka on it, whatever it is. We made it. This is the same place we came last year. It's free, and you can reserve by email. There's various different experiences you can book. I think this changed a little bit since last year. A treasure trove of Korean sentiment. This is a new exhibition, by the way. I like how it's a mixture of plastic and then real plastic and real, and somebody put their finger in it. It wasn't me. So this is info about the different tasting programs. And then these are the ones that are on the menu today. So this is a little bit of info you can read in the museum if you don't have a reservation. Otherwise, you do need to make a reservation for the tasting, and it was a little bit difficult to get it. We got the last two. This one was apparently very popular. I think this is one of the ones in the tasting. You can buy some of the traditional ones here, and also some of the newer brewed items. Like wine got to be kind of famous a couple of years ago. I kind of want to try those. They have like the Bukchon flavored makgeolli. This one would be nice too. That bottle's kind of cute. Maybe I should get the Nerdy Hope. This one's pretty. This one, not real. I don't know why they used the real one. We went to the festival.
And the fourth tasting liquors, which are a yakju and a fruit liquor. And the last glass is for the last liquor, which is a distilled one. So of course, if you don't like it, I don't force you to drink them all. So you just need to use the bowl next to you to throw it away. And if you need more water, just have. It needs to be registered as intangible cultural heritage. Second, it has to be made by a Korean Grand Food Master. And third, it has to be made by a local farmer using local specialties. So you need to satisfy one of the three qualifications to make a Korean traditional liquor. So the Seoul competition is the biggest competition in Korea for Korean liquors, and it's run by the government. So the government selects every year 5 types of liquor for each category to give them the third prizes, the second prizes, and the first prizes. And among the first prizes, they also select the liquor to give them the presidential prize every year. So for this month, I will introduce you some liquors which are selected for the second prizes. And easy to make a makgeolli because you just need to mix 3 ingredients. So you need to mix rice, water, and duruk. So this one's made in a brewery called Jinjeong, which is located in Gangnam, and the alcohol content is 6%. Been passing by the street, and he had to cross the mountain, which is next to, and he had a really hard time to cross the mountain. So that's why on the label you can see a dragon drinking makgeolli here. So they named it like this because they wanted for the dragon to take a break time before having a hard time to cross the mountain, and also for us to take a break time with this makgeolli before having a hard time. So this makgeolli is pretty different with the commercialized one, and the biggest difference is that it is not carbonated, it is not fizzy. So you can feel the smoothness of the makgeolli itself. And the second biggest difference is that the commercialized makgeolli that you can find in restaurants or convenience store has a lot of synthetic sweeteners or chemical additives inside. But this one doesn't use any chemical additives or synthetic sweeteners. So it is very focused on the real sweetness of the natural rice itself. So it starts with some sourness of the lemon. It is also a little bit like plum. But at the end, you can also feel the texture of the rice. So that's why the makgeolli has a very specific flavor and a very specific texture as well. So because it is sweet and sour at the same time, those kind of makgeollis are good to match with some spicy foods, because if you match some sweet, smooth liquors with spicy food, it helps you to reduce the spiciness of the food. And lastly, all the breweries that I'll introduce you are breweries which are allowed to visit if you go there. So if you go to Gangnam, which is actually a pretty famous place to visit, you can take a makgeolli making class if you make a reservation before. But even if you don't make any reservation, they are also having a big restaurant in where they pair the makgeollis and the Korean foods. So you can also taste all the liquors that they're producing with their foods. The first one, and this one's name is 볼빨간 막걸리, brewery called 버뜨림, and the alcohol content is 10%. Because the second one is more complex, it has a lot of flavors. For example, it starts also with some sourness of the plum, but it is also more focused on the flavor of the grains. So for example, you also have the sweetness of the rice, but at the end you can feel some bitterness and a little bit of the spiciness of the roast rice. It has a different character with the first one, so this one's a good one to also match with spicy food, but especially I recommend you to drink it with something a little bit greasier, because if you match some refreshing, complex makgeolli with some fried things, for example, it helps you to clean your palate after. And actually I told you that the name of it is 볼빨간 막걸리, and 볼빨간 means rat chicks in Korean. And they named it like this because actually one of the representative of this brewery, when he gets drunk, he gets like rat chicks as well. And it's also related to the alcohol content of this makgeolli because it is relatively stronger than the others. So the average alcohol content of makgeolli in Korea is about 6%, and that's because before we had a law which says that if it is not 6%, you can't categorize a liquor as a makgeolli. That's why actually the biggest company in Korea are still making makgeolli with 6% of alcohol content. But because now the law has changed, we also have some stronger or some lower makgeollis like this. Brewery is also located in Busan, the second biggest city in Korea, so it's also a good place to visit. So if you go there, you can find all the liquors that they are producing. You can also taste all of it. But they're also making some other products which are made with makgeolli, but which aren't makgeolli. So for example, they're producing makgeolli soap or some makgeolli jam as well. Liquor is a type of yakju. So this one's name is 지란지교, also made in a brewery called 지란지교, located in Suncheon, and the alcohol content is 15%. So yakju is a kind of filtered makgeolli, And that's because when we are making makgeolli with the time, we can see that we have 2 layers like this. So it's the second one that we try, and with the time we can see that we have the sediments on the bottom and we have the clay part on the top. And if you filter the clay part, it becomes a yakju like this. Yakju means medicine in Korean. And that's because a long time ago, during Joseon Dynasty, we had a time of prohibition for drinking alcohol. But at that time, people still wanted to drink, so they add some medicinal herbs inside, and they started to say that's why medicine, I have to drink it. So actually, yakju was the only liquor allowed the prohibition season at the time. But for this one, it doesn't have any additional ingredients such as medicinal herbs inside. It is just made with rice, water, and duru, like the makgeolli that we had. But the difference is that the brewery is making their own duru by themselves for their liquor. For other breweries, usually they buy it from other breweries specialized for making duru, and from other companies specialized for making duru, because it is very difficult to make. But this brewery is very well known as a very handcrafted brewery. So they are making their liquor with a very handcrafted way. But if you compare it to other yakju, you can see that this one is not very transparent. It is not very clear. It's a little bit cloudy, like the makgeollis. And that's because they use a natural way for the filtration of the makgeolli to make this yakju. And for example, for usual breweries to filter it, we usually use a filter or a tissue for filtering the sediments. But for this one, they just wait until the sediments goes down and they use the clay pot to make the. So that's why you can feel that, like, if you haven't tried yakju, it is difficult to compare. But this one is a little bit heavier than the usual yakju. And you can also find some complexity in it. This one also starts with some sourness of the plum, but it also has some fruitiness of the melon, for example. But at the end, you can also feel some bitterness like roots, the bitterness of the grains itself. And it's a little bit like white wine, because at the end, you can feel a little bit of the tannin at the end. So because of it, actually, I recommend you to drink it without food, and especially in a big glass, like a wine glass. But if you really want to match it with food, we usually recommend you to drink it with some fatty foods such as meats or sashimis. 13%. Because it uses a type of grape which is called the Campbell Earlies, and the Campbells are a very fruity grapes that you can find in any supermarkets in Korea. When you smell it, you can feel a strong sweetness, a very juicy scent, which is like grape juice, for example. But when you drink it at your first sip, the sweetness rests in your mouth for a little, but at the end, you can find some bitterness and some earthiness at the end. So, like its name, it is pretty dry. This kind of wines are good also to match with fatty meats, but they also recommended us to make a cocktail. The brewery also is allowed to visit. Go to Yonhui, they are having a big cafe in which you can have a fruit bath, but you have the fruit bath with wine there. So if you pay like $10, you can have a fruit bath with wine during an hour. And they also offer you 2 glasses of wine that they are producing with some snacks. So it's a distilled one. So this one's name is Dureang, which is made in Dure Brewery, located in Cheonan. And the alcohol content is the strongest one for today, which is 35%. To be based on grains, especially we usually use rice to make it, but this one is based on a fruit. So as you can see on the label, it is based on grapes. So it's a little bit like grappa because you have to first make a wine with those grapes, and if you distill it, it becomes like this. But the difference is that they use a different method for the distillation. And it means that, for example, if you want to make a grappa, whiskey, or a brandy, you have to first use a method which is called the atmospheric distillation method. So it means that if you like boil the liquor here, the alcohol evaporates at 72.8 degrees Celsius, and you can make your spirit. If you use the reduced pressure distillation, which is the method that you use to make it, you literally reduce the pressure in the vacuum, and if you do this, you can evaporate the alcohol between 40 and 50 degrees Celsius. It means that you have a strong sense of the original ingredients, but the taste will be very simple and doesn't have a lot of complexity. For example, you don't have much spiciness or much flavor of the grains or the fruit. So especially when you drink it, you can feel that when you smell it, you feel a strong sense of the grapes itself. And especially it uses a grape which is called the kobong grapes. And kobong is a Korean type of grape, which is like, if you compare it to Campbell, it's much sweeter and it doesn't have a strong sourness. So it is very juicy. That's why when you smell it, you can feel only the sweetness of the grapes. But it also rests in your mouth just for a second, and at the end, the finishing is very, very thin. So that's because they use the reduced pressure distillation. To drink this, actually they also recommended us to fatty like meats. They also recommend us to make a highball or a mojito, for example. Brewery is also allowed to visit, but the specialty of this brewery is that they are making a lot of liquors with the kobong grapes that they are producing by themselves. So they also make some kobong wines, some kobong distilled liquors like this, but they're also making some brandies. So if you go there, you can taste all the liquors that they are producing. But the specialty is that it doesn't have any relationship with alcohol, but if you pick the right season, you can also pick your own grapes there.
So my favorite was the yakchu, which is pretty typical. The last one was like, it's too strong. I'm gonna go to the museum. It's very echoey in here. There are so many weird malls. I don't know how SPAO is entertainment or why Muji is street culture. I've come looking for pajamas. They're on sale $29.9. I'll get the winter version just to reduce the choice, because also Tom and Jerry, why is it trending right now?
찾아주신 고객 여러분께 감사드리며 잠시 안내 말씀드리겠습니다.
Cute though. You could even accessorize now. There's so much fan stuff. I don't know what any of that is. Be having a good comeback because they're all sold out. Look at CHICOR. I'm gonna get these 2 sunscreens and then maybe make my friend go to Daiso. This one has all of the makeup sitting out so you don't have to ask anyone. On the way up to the 7th floor of the kitchen. I was gonna be very mad if they had exactly the same as what I bought, but they don't. To buy any single sort of item. It's obviously for pumpkin. And here they have winter gray. And I bought 3 of them for $7,000. All my favorite snacks are gone from the country. We're going to Ashley's, which is like a Western buffet, but I also forgot my credit card in the machine at the makeup store, so I had to go back. My friend spotted me because I was like, oh my god, where did it go? Okay, they do have corn chowder and tapioca soy milk. Chinese stuff, Japanese stuff, French. Honey butter chips. Carbonara tteokbokki. I might kill me, but I have pills. But I was saving specifically for the buffet. I saved my pills. It's actually better than I remember it being, and I'm not going to eat the pork missing. I feel like this is such a buffet plate. It's all brown. Much better than any Ashley I've ever been to. Also, every Ashley time I've gone, I've gotten food poisoning, so, but I wanted clam chowder, but it had a huge hair in it, so I got the Taiwanese milk. I pushed the ding dong to call it a robot. I don't know if that worked. Oh, he's coming! There's actually a lot of Korean food now. I kind of did end up at like a Koreanish buffet because they actually have Korean food now. Like, it used to really just be like pizza and pasta and salad, but they have pizza and pasta, I think. Random pennants. Wait, these are kind of cute themes. They have their own mascot. Shleeze doesn't look very happy. Ramsey doesn't look very happy. Oh, so maybe I want to go and look in Indibrand. I was actually coming to go find the bathroom. He's shy. Oh, that's his butt. I mean, I think we should all get this.
Oh.
Matching.
Very interesting.
Did he tie the balloon to his butt though? That's a cat. I thought that was a zebra.
And then we have the butterfly. Oh, what's the butterfly? Let's see the butterfly.
Oh, somebody was looking at this not ironically. But this is like an established store though. I think it's like a really streetwear brand. It's like ironic. This Olive Young is open till 11, so I can go in and grab my thing. Note for myself, I wanted this one, but it's sold out. So maybe at the airport? It's not even midnight yet, and I think last train is like coming because everybody's absolutely sprinting right now. Also, I need to remember in the morning, this escalator is not working going down, and I'm not carrying my suitcase down the escalator, so I also can't remember where the elevator is. I probably should have checked that out, but too late now. This is the info about when the last trains are, so take note about that. This is when the first trains are. Back. It's a little bit later than I had hoped. It's about 11:47, but I mean it's exactly 11:47. I was going to say about midnight, but I'm going to show you what I bought, and then I have to pack up because I have to get my butt out of bed by 5 a.m. tomorrow so I can make my bus. So it was great to see my friend. It's one of our close friends actually, and she was like, why did you come the 1 week I was in America? I haven't left the country for so many years. And we're like, sorry. Anyway, so I'll show you what I bought. I did my last minute shopping. I did not find any pants, but I think I'll just buy them in Japan. They actually fit better in Japan because they're like, don't need to be tailored lengthwise. I went on a mission to buy a pajama set that is long pants version, aka the winter version. I found it right away. Last year I bought the shorts version. It was We Bare Bears and it was navy, not the plaid, but they didn't have like solid color ones. And then I do have to stop by the tax rebate center, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it, to be honest, because it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's like $5 maybe, but we'll see how cheap I am. Anyway, so the stressful thing, I left my my credit card in the machine because I'm not used to having to put my card in a machine to read the chip. I'm used to like tapping and paying, but they don't do that here apparently. And yeah, anyway, I left it in the machine and then I had to go back. I was like, oh my god, did you find a credit card? And they were like, what's your name? And I was like, you're never gonna know my name. I said, it's a foreign card. She's like, is it by chance this one? I said, yep. And she's like, okay, here. And I said, great. Anyway, thank God, because I was worried. There were a lot of foreigners there. As always, I actually did need this. So I bought a 1,000 won laundry bag because actually one of mine, the zipper broke. I got samples from CHICOR. I actually don't know how to pronounce this, but the English pronunciation on the overhead was like CHICOR. And then I bought my friend these Snoopy stickers because she loves Snoopy and I love Snoopy, and she also does a lot of crafts. So I mean, this is like probably stupid to buy, but I thought of her when I saw it. Oh, we went to that alcohol tasting, and then my friend and I were looking. I also have some recipe cards in my purse as well, and that place was actually pretty good. They do have really cheap cooking classes. So we were looking at the recipe cards, and my friend was grabbing some for her friend, and this worker came up and was like speaking to my friend in English, was like, hey, do you speak Korean? And my friend was like, oh yeah, it's like fine. Anyway, so they like were insistent that my friend was Japanese. She's very much not. She made her fill out like a guest book with like her name and information, like where she was from, and then after all that she still thought she was Japanese, and she didn't care about me, but she gave me some stickers, so I got the stickers too. My friend had to give up her entire life story to get the stickers, and I got them for just standing there. But they're kind of cute. I like the bibimbap guy. He's kind of derp. I do have these still. I'm gonna just leave them in this Airbnb. I bought the wrong size. My friend's like, why didn't you return it? I said, honestly, I've never returned anything in Korea and it kind of stresses me out. And I was like, it was only 1,000 won, so it's okay. I said maybe somebody will have a clicker or something for a car, because that's what it says it's for. Again, I say this like every time I introduce it, but my friend really likes these band-aids for her kids. Her kids really like it because they don't hurt when you peel them off, but my friend likes them because they're very sticky. So I grabbed a few boxes. I'm also going to keep one for myself. I don't know the next time I'm going to be back. I will be back because I did fill my card with an extra ride on the limousine, but I grabbed 6 of these towels because I use them a lot actually. They work really well for me. I also bought some of the Riedel Shot 100s. At the Hongdae location they had a lot of options for them. They actually even had the 300s and the 500s. But I'm gonna give these to my mom and my cousin as gifts. So I figured the 100 is a good place to start for that. That was so stressful though because I didn't have my credit card, and then I was like, what do I do? And I was like, I feel so stupid trying to buy something when I don't have credit card, but my friend was there and she luckily allowed me to use her credit card. paid for her dinner. It was the same amount of money. And then I got the right size battery for my AirTag, so gonna put that guy to use. They did have the sun cushion I wanted, so I picked it up. I also got the dewy skin cushion in number 2, and this one was supposed to be really nice as well. It's like a watery, glowy foundation cushion, and again, number 2 nude light is the color. But again, the makeup and the skincare apparently at the Yonhuidong is like the same sort of brands as at the Daiso, so it's like very much like this duping thing is like very much here. And then at the CHICOR, which is what got me to lose my credit card almost, I bought 2 sunscreens. I got the Madagascar Centella Airfit Sunscreen Plus, and this one is from Skin Chonsa. And I've really liked all of the Skin Chonsa products that I've tried. And they also have the Dielba, and this one is the Waterful Plus UV Essence Balancing Sun Cream, and this one has like a cooling effect, and I really liked it when I tried it out, so I figured I would pick this one up. And then finally, I bought 2 shimmer products, and I was like 300 won short of getting the tax rebate. My friend's like, you should have just told me, I could have just like thrown something. I was like, but at that point, like, what's the point of getting the tax rebate if I'm gonna end up buying like a bag of chips? I bought this Misha one. I wanted the brown color, but they were out of stock, and the pink one was fine. It just wasn't the brown color that I was eyeing, but on the skin it looks basically the same. And then I also bought this Etude House, and this one is the Heart Pop, and they had 3 different shades. One was like really pretty, but it was sold out. But I bought the other one that I liked as well. This one is kind of like an Ice Aura is the shade color name. It's kind of like a purpley one. The one that was sold out was like white, and then there was also one that was I can't remember the color. I think it was pink or something. Anyway, so that was my shopping done in Korea. Gotta pack these up, gonna get my tidying done with my skincare and stuff, and gonna head to bed for a couple hours before I have to wake up again. So I'll talk to you in the morning. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this trip to Korea was kind of interesting. I don't know, I did a lot of stuff that I haven't done. I did some of the stuff that I have done. This trip was really fast. I think I'm not used to coming here only for a week. And yeah, it was just faster than normal, and I just felt like I was like going everywhere. Had some social engagements and stuff. Did want to go outside of Seoul. We did that successfully yesterday. It wasn't the best of weather, but we did it. And then we also like just hung around and go to our classic things. I would say that Korea has changed a lot actually, and like it's always the reverse culture shock, because so like I lived here for a long time, right, but I always forgot like certain things. Like today I got pushed so much, and it was like I couldn't go any faster, man. Like there was like a 97-year-old grandma walking so slowly in front of me, but like thank God you pushed me and not her. All I got to say on that one. And with that, I'm going to go to bed. Oh my god, I have so much stuff to tidy. They're just little tiny things. If somebody opens that suitcase and is checking what I bought, they're gonna be like, oh my god, why are there so many little things? Anyway, talk to you in the morning. See you then. I'll be in Japan tomorrow before you know it, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Talk to you in a bit. Bye.